live stream.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become Messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 198th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice for Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today along with Dean and Mark, and I believe we're ready to go with today's presentation from the members of the Universal Council. So without further ado, let's get into today's workshop. Hello, Universal Council.
Good morning. This is Aza Yusuf Parsi. Today's Tuesday, another platform for our Universal Council to meet the whole humanity in this platform. Last week on Wednesday, we had a session which we were supposed to go one step above where we were to elevate the soul of the people who are in negotiation, which has started yesterday. Well, one thing for sure, as Mr. Keshe says, there's no mistake. Always something good come out of whatever the situation is. And so many people reach out to me that they just felt something. Some people went through some emotional turmoil. Some people cried, and they had different emotion. The beauty of it was we have 15 languages spoke on that day, which will see how people, different languages are really ready for what we come here every week and we talk about. And that's what humanity is waiting for. You see, right now, humanity and the whole cosmos, with it, they're going through the birth. They're going through the birth canal. You know, sometimes the woman goes to give birth and it's going to take 12 hours. Another woman stays in a labor for 15 hours. Another person goes for 1 day, or another person sometimes it gets 2 days. Either way, we are in the birth canal. And no matter how much we kick and scream and shout and don't want to do it or want to do it, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in an easy way, or it's going to happen in a hard way. We are in the midst of it. So is our job as a UC member, just like, you know, how the doctor comes and gives the patient an epidural to get the pain less or be less painful during the process. The job of Universal Council is to be that medicine that ease the pain, give comfort to the people who are going through this process. So, and every day when you look at it, at people around you, you see more and more people get elevated. And that's why it's our job, because we know our strengths are different. So it's not only one person, all of us is in it. When you know you're there and everything counts, it really doesn't matter, it's just be present. Just be present in what you do. You don't have to try hard. You don't have to think I have to do something drastically. No, just be present. Everything works out itself the way it's supposed to be. Everything is there, is working. It's just for us to, the more conscious we are, the more we present we are, the more we see where we are. Actually, it's just like if you have a desk and it's so much stuff on it, your mind is just like that. When you clear that, then you know what, just like those magnets that Rick had. When you move them, you can easily see what you're moving, what's going to change. Because now, until now, we just did everything out of habit, not consciously. Now we know it. We know what magnet you have to move to make the other move happen. So it's very easy. You can look at your own environment, the city, the countries, the whole world, the cosmos, and see what is your position regarding to other positions, and move within that. And your position always moves with it. And there's no struggle, there's no good and bad, there's no, if I've done this, if I've done that, no, just let go, just be there. And that's our job. With saying all that, I hope we have full time that anybody wants to go to those times to give from their soul to the people who are in this peace talk, which is started Monday, yesterday, 6 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., 12 a.m. These 4 times, any time of this time, Central Eastern time, European time, any time that matches your time, just take 5 minutes and give from your soul to the soul of those people who are in this negotiation and elevate their soul. And there's no struggle in this, and it's easy. And with saying all that, I read what is here on this platform for you. And hopefully the first week of this negotiation is going to go well. Our plan is to end this negotiation successfully by December 21st, which is the birth of Mitra. One planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. To the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Thank you.
Hello, this is Marie. I'm the Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. So we have a wish, which is made together with the Universal Council supporters, and I believe it's the French supporters who have made this wish. We, the Universal Council, are present with each person involved and working in the 5+1 negotiations. We give them from our soul for them to take what they need to receive and understand the reality of the plasma and the real sense of the word peace. We are present.
We are present.
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 We are present.
I am present.
I'm present.
So this wish is following this meeting we had last week with all these very many knowledge seekers and a lot of different languages, which is beautiful to see. And we will elevate the souls of these negotiators in Vienna, which are working for world peace. And so we kind of, this is my understanding though, that we are kind of teaching them or enlightening them was the word Mr. Keshe used. We are enlightening them to understand this, the sense of the peace. So that was what I wanted to say about that. Thank you.
Hello, this is Shweta Anwar, UC representing Hindi language. Thank you, Marie. I want to add to Azhar, and you so beautifully you presented about the invitation done and the meeting that was, and that was amazing to see so many souls came like the gold shining towards the sun. And this is it is in continuous, as Azhar said, that anybody soul always take the right movement, you know, the right place, I will say right. And as Azhar said, the times, and even if you're not able to present at the time, you are always present, as soul is always universal. So a little story I want to tell how it works in a way, an explanation that when we communicate each other or interdependently connected with each other, as we are all connected already, just we have to realize and aware that we are. That is the most important thing. And the communication starts. That was never before. Now it is happening. So this about the negotiators, those who are coming in the negotiations, we see through that negotiations of peace treaty has already been done, and my Messiah Shriman M. Keshe is signing the papers of world peace on behalf of humanity. This is so beautiful. And I will add a very little story about the Emperor Akbar. As you all know, the Emperor of Emperors, Emperor Akbar, and his minister, lovely hearted Birbal. One day, the two, Akbar and Akbar was always felt comfort with Birbal, and Birbal was always felt comfort with the Emperor Akbar, and they were roaming in a garden, in a beautiful garden, and then suddenly Akbar caught a sight of a well, dry well. You know, well, we all know of a well filled with water for the purpose of drinking and many ways. So when he saw the well, the Akbar says to Birbal, why this well is so dry? There is a beautiful garden here, but the well is dry. This is not good. Then Birbal says, because of so many reasons, maybe the well got dried. The water never came back. Oh, really? So what we can do? Akbar said to Birbal. Birbal said, then we can do what my loving emperor, we can declare in the kingdom that all people, all beings live here have a pitcher of water, a pitcher of milk. I'm sorry, I apologize. Pitcher of milk to come in the night, come with a pitcher of milk in the night and drop all the milk in the well, and there will be a well of milk. Can you imagine that? So Akbar says, okay, that is the beautiful idea. Then the moment he said, there was a declaration made by the king, announced to the kingdom that all can come in the night and have their pitcher full of milk and drop the milk in the well. This is for benefit of all. Then the night came and everybody got their pitcher and came slowly, silently, peacefully. And then the night goes out and the day comes. And Akbar and Birbal again goes to the well to see what happened. And when they go to see the well, they say they have seen the well is filled with water. And Akbar was so freaked out and said, what? It should be filled with milk. Why this is water? Then Birbal said, my lord, my emperor, the water is the need. All the souls knows that. So they came with water, not milk. The well needs water, not the milk. So in a level of the soul, they understood, all of them, in the silence of the night. Even the king declared that it should be milk. They came with water, and the water well was filled, never dried again. So this is a story I wanted to share, and this is how our soul communication has begun, as the spraying are doing the artifact of the dome. The emotion of the dome is being by the soul communicating with each other, as our beautiful teacher Alex Corrick said, that we are all interdependent soulfully, but independent and free as variable. So there is no trap anymore. So this is what I want to share. Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
I can read it, this wish, Mary. Oh, Gatwa, do you want to read it? Gatwa?
There's a chicken reading it.
Yes, there is I think that is a rooster.
Okay.
Chicken language. Maybe I was
Yes.
wondering if maybe Doug would be appropriate for
Yes.
Australia.
Yeah.
We, the Universal Council, wish for the leaders and the Army of Australia to get elevated, to support their people with total integrity and peace. I am present.
I'm present.
We are present.
Present.
I'm present.
I'm present. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, like Mr. Keshe said, because you're here from all over the world. So yeah, thank you to be here. This is the World Peace Project, One City, One Center. And For today, I prepare a piece from the 408 because Mr. Keshe in the last public workshop has talk about quite a few important stuff like he always do. And this recording, I would like you to listen, is speak about, especially to me, towards the project One City, One Center, where he explained it with this technology, we got everything we need. And I recommend you to go in to see the workshop because Mr. Keshe show, I talk slowly for the translator, sorry. Mr. Keshe showed the Austria exhibition center, and really there is everything, the most advanced technology in plasma science. So I recommend everyone to go to see this exhibition. It's like to go to a space NASA exhibition. And in this talk that we're going to listen, he will make some news. He will encourage the knowledge seekers, as you know, what Sweta taught about it, and Mary and Azar. He asked us to take care at the soul level of the people that are in charge of the negotiation of 5+1 and the people in the government to see this new technology in a way of beneficial for everyone will benefit from it. It's a new way of see nuclear technology, nuclear science. This is like, to me, is like a green nuclear, because it's for the environment, it doesn't pollute. It's bring a lot of solution, but we need to understand it, and we need to have people getting together because this, as you understood, is a collective work. Is a collective work at the soul level, and is a collective work at the physical level. So he will announce these needs to speed up the development of the plasma technology, so we can all benefit. We sitting on the gold, because if we have a machinery that are able to materialize any material, so very soon gold, silver, every material will be precious, especially in this moment now. So we have a machinery that can replicate any material. We can replicate gold if we want. So all our interest is to get together and to make a research group. So, but he will say everything now. So he will talk about this research group. He will talk about, there will be finance. So this is where the donation, where the investment goes in One City, One Center. And also he talks about the opening of new, very soon, of new well-being center or space center, so around the world. So this is a very important announcement, I thought, because we have been given stuff to do at the physical level. So get together and make this research group that will be financed. And also to get together at the soul level to illuminate the people are at the top. So yeah, so this is like 20 minutes. Just enjoy. If you can go ahead, Rick. Thank you.
I've got 10 minutes lined up, I think, from what you gave me. Is that correct, or is it longer than that?
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit longer because I noticed he talked in like 10 minutes. He will talk about this new opportunity for us to get together and make this research group, and then going into the enhancement unit center. So I thought that would have been also good to hear. But we see if it's too long, we can stop. Yeah, I will stop after. Yeah, perfect. Okay, top. We're not gonna make it too long.
Okay, just to remind people, this is an excerpt from the 408th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of Thursday, November 25th, 2021. Okay, let's begin.
About the Institute is that very soon, the Institute from what we call virtual phase will move into the reality phase, as we are setting up the structure of the Institute as a teaching organization, as a what we call part of the work of what the foundation is set up to do. That the next generation will have universities, has buildings to go and do tests and a lot of other things. One of the things that which we're considering and is on the progress is in the next, most probably by January, we ask you to submit projects for research for 3 years to the Keshe Foundation. And with it, a team of specialists, a number of knowledge seekers who are versed or understand the work of the foundation will assess these projects, and then you'll be invited to bring a team together to do the research in Keshe Foundation, what we call institute buildings. In a way, from January on, the company of the Keshe Foundation Institute will invite research programs within the university. You'll be paid a salary, and the team you put together will be the same. And you'll be employed to research for a period of 3 years maximum. And we invite up to the first year contractually to 300 people. And then in the second and the third year, the numbers increases to 500 research group. And by the 5th year, we increase to 1,000 research group, which means if you had an idea, if you have a concept that it can work, and our assessment team assesses that we can support such a thing, you'll be invited in to start working. And then you get a backup of the what we call administration of the Keshe Foundation to support you in every way to reach that point of research and development. I'm not a follower, and I don't believe in one man given a chance to do whatever in the lab as 1 year PhD, because the knowledge has to be shared, and you're asked to bring in as a team, at least 3 to 5 people each team, that you're not isolated. I'm doing one paper or doing one research on my own. Collectively, you have to bring in at least 3 to 5 knowledge seekers from around the world, be it professors, be it others, on a full-time basis into university, to the institute. We are not in institute teaching from the basics of the what we call the technology. We want those who are innovative and they can bring and they would like to do research in any part. There is a financial setup for it that it'll be budgeted for your group in 3 years with all the equipment you need and all the salaries that you take. And then we see how the development goes. If he expands more and you achieve better results than you expected, or we see a position of change and development, you'll be put into what is normally called now as a spin-off, what we call it an additional research program, which means you'll be given the structure to just do the research, and we put a management around you to develop this into a full-scale, what we call application. Keshe Foundation has set this up in a beautiful way, and in a what we call planned structure. We hope by next September, accommodations for this in major cities like Vienna, in Arizona, in Tehran, will take shape, which means in 3 centers at least we start this process. But your projects has to be meaningful. It's not just doing something for what we call just to see if it works. It has to show it has a progress, it has an end coming. And this will be advertised right across all the universities, space institutes around the world. Knowledge seekers are not privileged just because they're knowledge seekers. We will bring in from all over the world. A budget for each project is set to take shape, 1 million, 2 million. Instead of you doing something and then finding somebody to finance it that it can go further, we reverse the position. We budget the finances for that project from day one, and the funds will be locked. You're responsible for it. This way, you don't have to worry about how things might go. With it, we have a budget. Each year, we can support so many projects. And with it, we allow from the beginning the process of the achievement to succeed, not if the results comes that we succeed. You have to make a team of at least 3 to 5 people. And then you get the backing of the Keshe Foundation management team, which is getting put together to oversee your work. You just be involved in the research and development, and the funds for it from day one will be in the account of the research group. This is the departure because we would like to achieve very fast developments for the institute, that with it we can extract the talented one into the next steps of the further what we call the space technology development. The Keshe Foundation very soon will announce, we'll see it, and you will be dealing with what we call limited company with a full responsibility for everything else. And then the spin-off as part of our intellectual right signed with different part of the Keshe Foundation, and different companies around the Keshe Foundation will be spread into what we call application. We invite you to join the Keshe Foundation Institute as researchers. Many of you would like to do research. The fees for the what we call the salaries are in line with the management structure, which means we don't give a little as is traditional just for you to do research and have something to live. We treat you as a finished end doctorate position that you work with comfort. You can support your family. You don't have to worry about other things. Keshe Foundation has had this tradition, but now we do it directly inside and outside. We did that in Ghana when we paid the first graduates fees and wages the same and parallel to the European wages, and we ran out. So we ran into problem with the Ghanaian ministers that the students were earning more than the ministers. We go back this time, we fund and finance from inside your work. Think about it, talk to each other, and you have to be relocated, which means if you work in Arizona Institute, you have to move into an institute in Arizona with your family. I don't believe just because you do research, you have to be broken up from your family. The whole fundamental of the Keshe Foundation is to make one family from the whole nations. How we break up a family for a father or a mother, to go away to do a research for 2 or 3 years and commuting back and forth or whatever. This has to stop. So we work as one structure, and we consider this before we take you up. How much does it cost us to support a family? If we can bring your husband or your wife into the work of the university or institute with the talents or whatever, that you become one. And this is the whole purpose. And I've set the structure that way. And this is important for us to keep this ethos going. Even today, the Keshe Foundation, number of the individuals who have joined us, we brought their partners in to be able to be even a part-time, to work together, to keep the family together. And we have now a number of families now join the Keshe Foundation in this process. And it's the whole ethos of us. We are not there to make profit. We are there to bring the change, because the profit is the happiness and the way we bring the technology out and the way we can spread it. So Keshe Foundation Institute will start receiving applications from you, and we have told other people who work with us, the scientists who want to do the research or do the paper, they do it inside. And we bring them in with their teams from the universities, with their teams from the space universities and education centers. So please think about it. And you had an idea. We don't look if you had a BSc or you have a master's or you are a PhD or you're a housewife or whatever. The thought which counts in the universe is the talent which counts, not the papers which man has made with the, what I call, ridiculous names to it. And this is vital for all of us. And we have a structure set for the university. The company is set up by the Keshe Foundation. You become part of the subsidiary of the Keshe Foundation Austria, as Austria has become the headquarters of the Keshe Foundation International work. Arizona goes under the leadership of John. In Tehran goes under the leadership of Yusuf. And the structure will set, and all that will be separately financed by the Keshe Foundation as a whole to start a new structure. In a way, whatever you do become research papers that it gets published in your name, and we want to change the condition of the work. Most of the people who work around the foundation, they know we don't work 9 to 5. We work the way we enjoy, 5 to 9. In a way, work never stops. We always are there to support, and this is the way we want to change it, because in a new cycle of life, working is a pleasure, working is a comfort. We don't need to worry about how it is. The things, as I said, is a leadership that has to change things, and we are setting that up and we set the structure for it to go. So if you are a person who think there is a talent or there is an idea, which we send it to 3 or 5 knowledge seekers, what you think and how you see it progress, and we get a positive answer. Then it's your job to set up your structure to join in. We see this structure to be in position by September of next year, and in a way for you to start around that time. And we have structured it, we have financed it through the Keshe Foundation and through private financing, that there is no need to wait, something might happen. I set the structure of this to see how it works a couple of years ago with the knowledge seekers, which we said we give them a budget, and I wanted to see how knowledge seekers work to each other in different groups and how they structured it. And some of these groups are very talented. I have earmarked them. We invite you to come in to work as a knowledge seeker if you want to carry on with those researchers. But this is in the coming months after the January, when we return back into full operation, as next 10, 20 days is by the Christmas, and most of the Western world goes into hibernation of getting joyful the birth of Christ. The other point that we have to bring up is the structure of the setting 1,000 enhancement centers, wellness centers across the world. This process is in process of being completed, most probably by mid-February. And then we announce so many wellness centers around the world for the following month, because we have to tune it with our what we call manufacturing production rates of all the systems. And this will go like this with 5 or 10 cities about to be announced ahead. And we mass roll. We don't just open one place and wait for the others. As fast as China Construction can build the centers for us around the world, we tell them we can support so many centers. And now we got into the rhythm of doing this. The next thing is the water-powered production systems, which many of you have seen. We started in Ghana. We had a good run of it. We understand the process. And then water purification and water directly to be used the way we tried in Ghana will come into operation. There's some about 30 factories earmarked around the world to be done in 2022. We have brought in a massive capital investment into the Keshe Foundation, and now we bring the management to control it, the financial structure to monitor it, and to see the development of the Keshe Foundation through its own institute and universities. Think about this and see where you want to be part of. We are not in to make profit. We are in to make the profit to work for all of us in different ways. In 2022, 2023, we'll start structuring the first space centers, which means what will come to with the flight path systems and the development of the flight path technology. This comes on the back end of the June, July, and finances for this has already been sorted to come into operation. The Keshe Foundation, as of 2022, becomes an international structure, and with the companies and the organizations which we have, will back to become the same. So think about it and see where you want to be. It's not that you're going to become billionaires and millionaires out of the back of the Keshe Foundation. I hope you do. But Keshe Foundation is there to make an international, what we call, presentation on this, but in very rapid understanding progress of development. On the other hand, we go back to what last night the Universal Council organized as what we call to support the 5+1 peace talks in Vienna. I'm in Vienna on a standby as a backup end of the peace talks to what we see to bring the change in support of the Iranian government, the Iranian nation, to support, to show the reality with the whole situation, not the false fabrication. And this is one of the problems that negotiators will face in how to handle the facts and not the fakes. As we said, we've seen how world leaders use pictures of the even Keshe Foundation to create mayhem and lies and deception. And it's our job as Keshe Foundation to show the system we build is for peace and not for its being put forward by some world leaders as a tool of war. As I said to the members of the Universal Council at the meeting yesterday, up to now, we supported you. We taught you how to support your physicality with machines. And then we gave you the position to opportunity to bring the world peace, which with the soul of the wishes of the foundation and Universal Council and the knowledge seekers, we achieved that point. Now we come back to front. I do the physical work of handling the government. It's your job as the knowledge seekers to raise the soul of the world leaders who are involved in this and behind this, to understand the merger of the new technology which changes everything. As I said last night, and I said to the Iranian officials and to the Americans in the same way,
okay, Rick.
It's ridiculous when Iran is sanctioned for...
Yeah, thank you so much, Rick. I think we cover quite a bit, so this was just the beginning of the 408. So I really recommend it to go and watch if you didn't watch it yet. So I just want to recap a few points that he said. So definitely you can see we need, he asked us, actually, if I go from the last things he said to the beginning one, so go backwards, he just said that, as you heard, that we have to, he asked the Universal Council and the knowledge seekers, everyone, to do our job at the soul level, and he will take care of the physical level to really make understand this knowledge to the people who are in charge of these governments, so or 5+1 as well. So because this technology is for peace, so that is one of our tasks that he mentioned, and that we can do everywhere, anywhere, anytime. So we will have a meeting tomorrow at the soul level, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Every Wednesday, and then we're going to increment to every day, all the time. And then also he said that there is this very need of speed up this technology, the development of this technology. So he really give us suggestion to speak between us, start to exchange ideas. You mentioned there are already groups in the Spaceship Institute, and yes, they're very good groups. I saw them in, one group it's for from the fields to get materialize different material. Other one is for the battery and the capacitor for the energy, and then others are to regulate the temperature, other for purifying the water. So there are already groups that you can be part of, and anyone who's got ideas, you talk about you have idea and then you set up a structure. So you have to anyone with good ideas, if you guys have a good idea and you want to and you know how to set up a structure, talk with your groups, or when we have this public teaching between us, we should talk to get together to make these groups. So all this to really make this fast progress and development. So he talked to now there are the funding for this. The funding are there. So thank you very much to anyone who donate. Thank you very much for anyone who invest their times and their everything to the foundation. So you start to see the result. Now we have the structure to support this project. And from here we can extract between us the talent one, the one who been doing so much stuff in the background, and in I'm sure Rick, you know many because you're doing the Reactor group. You must aware of many projects, and many knowledge. Definitely there are a lot of people who are talented between us, who've been practiced for years and years and years. So it's time to get him to use. Anyway, I understand that all this workshop, all this research will be connected to universities, and they will be supported financially as well. So I think, for what I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, he said that we have to start to discuss now between us, and then in January they will start to accept the first ideas and projects, and I think by September they will be ready to to initiate in this project they approved. This is my understanding. And the project, as you see, they have already project for cleaning up the water. There are many projects also for the environment. So there is a lot of stuff we can do, and especially now that small businesses are fragile at this point in time, we need to support our community, and we need to, because he said as well, you don't have to be a knowledge seeker. As long as you got talent, as long as you can do stuff and you can make a group together, everyone is welcome. So if you know friends, if you know people around you who got talent and can help to bring this technology forward, start to create those groups. Let them know about this opportunity. Because now it's very crucial that we build in a structure for a new society. And with this technology, you can have any material at the point you need. So we need to support our local people and people around us. So that is it will be the things who make us strongest. There are a lot we can do around the food industry, to guarantee we always going to know. There is one project group, they study how to feed in through the plasma water. As you know, you can get fed. So have a control on the food, on how you're going to feed yourself. This is very important. And I know also there are groups about regulating the temperature of the environment. And that is another important heating system, the heating. We know that right now the electric company and the heating, they're going to be, could be problems with them. So we have to be prepared. So here we have a possibility to get together and get prepared for accommodate. Also this new center, you heard that we're going to open soon. From January, we're going to open, they're going to start to open this new center. And obviously, the speed of the opening of the center will go with the speed of the manufacturing. So obviously, then if we have more people who can work in the manufacturing, so more people who can be trained to use plasma technology for manufacturing, then much faster will be the opening of the center. So now we have to really create condition also for this center is going to be open. So thinking about staff, ideas, how to implement plasma in every possible way. So this for me is very important on the society of today. This we can really let us through to everything. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you very much. I just wanted to show you this. Well done to everyone who supported in any shape or form with your time, to the volunteer, to everyone who invested in the Keshe Foundation and in this project. We're going to start to see the results soon.
I want to say to Stefania, thank you, Stefania, for your beautiful presentation and the call. I will also add that these projects will be like the oasis, the opening of all heart and soul, and like the flower of life from every and the grid of the planet. And that will be very beautiful. And it doesn't need very famous people. Anyone can make with a group of these projects, simple, truthful, and we all have experienced how kindness works, how love works. And as the poet Rumi says, that love is the bridge between you and the barriers. Understand it. And then you can make a project with the ethos according in a way, ethos of the foundation, and so that the giving is the most important thing in the project. And everything will be in a way received by the foundation, the energy of the foundation. And thank you, Stefania. I will add this. There are many projects you can make about the health and about the even a kind of physicality, the need of physicality. And as there's a transition time, man is maturing and he has to mature enough so that he can understand. So this is the time. So make projects. There are many projects you can make. And thank you. And thank you for this. You are always cooperative. We are together in this. We simple people can also make these projects. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sweta, you're welcome. That's why Mr. Keshe said also, each one of us got talent, and you have to just see what you like to do, how you see yourself involved in this bigger picture. And I'm sure each one of us is important for something. The same things when explain that it's very important we all together, we elevate in the people who are in the negotiation of 5+1, because each one of us has got different energy strength that can fill up the needs of any of those people. So, and it's the totality of all of us that make the trick of succeed in the elevation. So the same things is in the One City, One Project at the physical level. It will be the totality of us that has got talent in different things, and us together we're going to be able to develop even faster this technology. So just time to start to think about totality all the time and work together. We already do. We're already doing it. This is just one thing. This is just a result of something that we did in the past. Thanks to all of you. Now we got a chance to have the funding to research and to support people who are into the research, people who are talent, so brilliant. And this can be anyone. And everything starts with idea, from one idea, and then you will have people who can deliver. Yeah, so very exciting. I'm sure, Rick, in your workshop, there are many people who are been doing stuff for ages, and they have good ideas. You can make a group easy.
Well, people in the last few years have gone on to do more talking than doing, and now the topic is about the soul teaching rather than making reactors and so on. So it's a little bit different than it used to be, and it's harder to get people to actually work on reactors and physicality projects. But yep, there could be some in the reactor group, which comes up tomorrow at 7 a.m., starting at 7 a.m. Central European time. Usually goes for a few hours, and definitely this will stir the pot and be a source of inspiration for people to work toward. I'm wondering how people can contact the Keshe Foundation regarding employment or working with them. Would they go through the info@keshe.foundation, or should they go through the support website? I'm wondering.
This I don't know how to answer, but I suppose the info, everything goes through there. But maybe Azar know, yeah.
I think it's the info that goes directly to the administration, and they can direct it where it needs to go to different departments. And also with each group of, I think, knowledge seekers are different, and some people are saturated with the maybe the hands-on, but in Farsi teaching group, we have Wednesdays that usually Mr. Keshe is teaching. On Thursday is been translated, and Hassan usually teaches that. And on Friday that I open the class, and usually I ask the people what they like to learn and what is it that they want. And we go randomly to different teaching, because I started from 97. Then after 2 teaching, we went to international teaching, because there's some folks there, they're working on a spaceship, and then Maghreb and so on. So we brought Armin in one session. So Armin gave some key points about how the whole plasma works with the maglev and what to look at. And then we had Alex come in another time, and he actually explained about the Alex speed and then the functionality of that in regards to maglev and also other anything you want to create. And so now people send me their like a teaching like they want. Last one was 2 hours of Ali's teaching that he was talking about a spaceship and that he created in Mr. Keshe. And so we will just go like that. So it's a different interest in different group. So it's variety of different people come in and they ask for different things. That's how we handle it.
Yeah, very good. I mean, this can be places where people can discuss as well, exchanging ideas and see what they're up to. Like I remember I've been to the Spanish group, they had the whole testimonial of where they were showing in what everyone achieved. I do agree that we have a play, like Rick said, that we've been played in a relaxed way for a while to digest those information over the past year. But I also see that the society of today it really asks us to this need of going to the next step. So like Mr. Keshe said, okay, now we know that the technology works. We collect so many testimonials that we all know there is no shadow of doubt in every sector. So now we have to really start to gather in people that can do stuff and they have ideas to take into the next level. Anyway, I think 300 people are not many to start with, but it would be a good start, isn't it? 300. So he mentioned 300. So, I mean, we go already these groups. Like I said, I think that one thing would be very essential is to produce material out of air, like this machine that, or this teaching that it teach you how to, from the fields to the matter state, no? So we have a group like that already. So we could maybe announce that, like really think if each in one of our community, there is someone who is interested in this, no? Because it will be a really good treasure for us tomorrow. Because in this difficult time, have a way to produce any material, even gold, it means freedom of everything. So definitely this research is super important, you know. So we're already doing a super important research, or even the one how to get fed by the water. So if we can find a way to expand on the knowledge seeker and people who participate to these already groups and see how can we develop more. You know, we got deadlines now. We got until next September we got now until January to have a think about it between us, talk in our groups, and then talk together here again if we want next week. We can start to really carry these things over the One City, One Center public platform where we can discuss deeper next week, see if anyone come up with more ideas, or if we use the one we already have, and then see if we can manage it between us to make some groups, make some structure, really find a way to, like Rick said, to go more into the people who are good with practical, people who love practical, people who, there are between us people who love all this, they are good at this, really getting together and start doing, because today we have a need of this. Tomorrow this will be a treasure for us. And people, if they hear about us, started producing material out of air, anyone we wanted to learn this, or how to feed from water, plasma feed. Everyone wants to do this because, especially now that we want this restriction, we need to find a way to step into a new society, to find a better society who work with a better structure. So we are, let's take this opportunity, and yeah. So I've talked too much. Okay. I hope you understand what I meant to say.
Thank you, Stefania. It's Dean here, representing the English language of the UC support. I think what you've just said is a very incredible, worthwhile presentation, that the universal knowledge and the knowledge that we as knowledge seekers have come to understand on a universal level reaches across the whole of humanity. And we see this, well, I see on the screen right now, the Dome of Peace. And you spoke about spreading many different projects to bring together this knowledge, and to bring many of the Keshe supporters and the people that have been present experiencing this technology to come forward and be part of the totality, to come under the umbrella, to be part of the family. You already are part of the family, but to be a little bit closer and to be supported in all your requirements on many levels, on a soul level, on a physicality level, practical levels, many different levels that you may require to sustain yourself and to establish a deep connection with whatever it is that inspires you to be part of the process. And that part of the process could be very small. It could be literally just come in and have an idea and work on this very small particular thing that's important to you. But what's important to you in a small way most certainly will be exactly the same process for somebody that could enhance it with you and turn it into a project that would help maybe globally. And this very insignificant thing that you may think is very small could be very significant in the totality of the enhancement of humanity. This has happened many times when people have ideas and they bring it forward, and then all of a sudden it's brought into a commercial world, and or even a thought and an intention that is magnified by the presence of many souls. And then this can enhance many different environments. So the smallest thought and intention that you have, and wish and desire, and many other field interactions that you may have, are definitely useful for the whole of not only the Keshe Foundation, but the whole of humanity, and ultimately further out to all the souls that are present in all the moments, in each and every moment, this moment. So it would be wonderful if you would like to be part of this process. So I'm going to continue to read this now. The Dome of Peace, from Mr. Keshe. Please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. KF knowledge seekers worldwide spread the GANS waters around the world at 12 PM CET and or 18 PM CET every Sunday at the same time, as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man, to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. And so this is a call to all knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Because this peace is like the 5+1 negotiations and the elevating that we are as Universal Council support members and members and knowledge seekers and everybody who's come to understand this technology are actively in every moment connecting with the negotiators and many, many other souls and elevating and enlightening these souls to bring about a change of condition, a new environment for the dome of peace, so the peace all over the planet that circumnavigates the whole planet. This picture I see on the screen right now has a one cup, one life. It has that, if you look at the thin gold line all the way around the planet. So there's a field strength there that connects us all. It connects us to the universe, connects us to souls, connects us physically. We all breathe. We spoke about the waters and spreading the plasma waters. Well, water in another field strength becomes the breath that we breathe. And we all breathe the same air. We all inhale deeply into our lungs and our physicality and exhale. And then the next person will breathe in this air. So we're all part of the same ecosystem. It's called the planet Earth, and we're all part of it. We're all one. And so this whole process that we engage with and speak about in the Universal Council meetings, and many of the meetings across all the languages of the Keshe Foundation, that there are many, many talented and very, very beautiful souls that give unconditionally, constantly, to bring about this change of atmosphere, this change to a peaceful planet. And they are dedicated to this position. They give all they can to achieve this field strength, so that each and every soul, each and every human being and others can experience the beauty of the knowledge and in physicality and on a soul level. Just the sheer beauty of being present and connected in a moment where we are the creators. You are a creator. And so you can create this dome of peace from your environment. And when you come to understand this through this knowledge, you will do all you can to bring about this change of condition within your environment, and then out to the planet, and ultimately out across to the unicos, which is the universes of universes. And we're all part of this. We're all part of this process. We're on this beautiful blue planet. We call it the planet Earth, the blue planet, and it's full of water. There's many positions across the universes where they don't have this condition, but we do here in this physical condition we have on this planet. And so we'd like to have it be part of a peaceful planet that lives in harmony and exists and is structured so that we have this incredible, joyous, wonderful life in our physicality that then extends out to the soul dimensions, and ultimately to a position that we will all take at some point on our journeys. So the one cup, one life. I see 4 cups on the screen, and the 5th cup for me would be yourself. And as I said, you can fill your cup at any point. It's entirely up to you. And so come together, all of you. Please come and be part of the process, and be part of the foundation. Be funded, and come up with some really creative, wonderful, intuitive and thoughtful projects. Just if it comes to you within a few moments, a thought that you had that comes to you instantly, it's usually that's on a soul level, which is why we're here really on the Universal Council, because we tend to listen to our souls, and it's constantly speaking with us. So when you get a communication and you feel it deep within you very quickly, that's your soul speaking. When you don't listen to it or ignore it and decide to rationalize it and go into a big long thought process, then that's your physical mind, your body taking over. So that's a different position, and that's where you'll find that you will talk yourself out of it maybe. So listen to your first intuition and act upon it. So think good, speak good, and act good. So where those three field strengths, when you combine those together, you become a very connected soul and part of a wonderful bigger process that's going on all around us constantly. You are part of it. It is you. And thank you all for being present. Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
Hello, this is Shweta Anwar. This is UC representing Hindi language, and these are the links. As you already know, there is an invitation to join the Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership. These are the links of the documents you must go. I'm just suggesting that you must go. Even if you're not joining, go to the website of the Universal Council and read these links and documents. The UC Charter first, and the UC Charter is beautifully the openness of the heart and soul of man. This time is very necessary, and this charter will give you this is the Universal Council page, my dear ones. See the violet color. We have to be in the protection also as a insulator, super insulator, and we don't want the energy we don't need anymore, must be depleted with this fire. And in a way, it's my point of view. And see the beautiful color, the Universal Council page, my dear ones. Please go through the page, and you can find the links and the details of what a soul is, what a soul do in the universal field, the dynamic fields, and what is the soul of physicality of man, what is the soul of man, and you can go through all eternal. So this is the logo of the Universal Council, my dear ones, and you can see the man, the soul of the man, carrying the essence of love and beauty with Mitra, the fire eternal, to the other side. This is the way we go in. Well, in India, we say the fire is the purest one. See, we can see the color golden, we can see the color violet, we can see the color red. The fire is all about these colors. And yes, it supports and depletes those energies you don't need anymore. So as we are in this togetherness of souls, now after eons of time, wanting, or this is a desire of our soul, heart and soul, about the negotiators, and even about all people like us, to be in this knowledge, in this awareness, in this realization about the bridge of love, kindness, care, and light. And utmost is peace. And I'm sorry, there is the application is coming, and this is the application, my dear ones, and the application is coming, and you can go through the page. This is all about us, we have never been realized this beauty before. This is the application, and anybody, I especially appeal to the younger generation to join as this is very necessary, as the oasis, as the flower of life, as the wellness centers are coming, take the responsibility, my dear ones, make projects. We will be united in these projects in the simple truth and love. This is the application of the Universal Council to be filled, and anytime you can fill and post it with your heart on the bridge of love. And well, I will say this is not about have you signed the peace treaty? This is about, are we in peace now? We wanted this from eons, the realization of this. Fill with your soul pen, fill with your physical pen, and to represent, as we all filled this, to represent our community, our language, our natives, our nation. So this is how this work in beauty and totality. Thank you so much. And we are all universal. We are all universal in this dynamic field of the universal creator, as he has created us in his image. So this is the beauty we are here. And my dear Rick, can we go to the next page? Yes, there is a links to the document of the UC Charter. Please go through the UC Charter. This will explain you many things. Those who are confused, those who are unaware, please go through this UC Charter. You can understand how soul works. This is, we say in this physicality, all is scientific and spiritual, both. The UC mandate, well, this mandate is mandatory, as we can create an essence out of these. We know we have gone through all these sufferings and pain, but what the essence we are getting is the care and love in the moments we got. So that is the essence. And the UC mandate, please read this mandate. It is a wonderful thing ever happened. And the Earth Council, as we are creating a kind of paradise on Earth in a way. So we can go through this Earth Constitution. And I also invite Earth Council and all those who are in love with the paradise, Earth. Please come, and I invite you in this platform and go through the Constitution, my dear one. Okay, Mark. Go through the, yes, go through the Constitution, my dear ones. You will find more wisdom, more peace, more and more peace, as we all did it. So the final thing is the peace roadmap. The peace roadmap is the beautifulest thing ever given by Keshe Foundation. The ethos of the universe, the dynamic fields, we can strengthen more by this peace roadmap, as we are all joining together more and more in the soul level. After sprinkling water, now we are doing the soul communication as we are realizing it. So this peace road is very, very, or a bridge is very, very, or a star formation or the dome of peace is very, very helpful, and walk through the stargates we are creating for ourselves. So thank you. And there's a link of the active members of the Universal Council on the left side. You can go through this and post your messages, email your messages, and we will go through. We all will go through and answer you, as English is the common language, and anyone can email any Universal Council and Universal Council support. So yes, I must read it this. So we will have it tomorrow. Well, Jean, we will about the soul meeting. We will discuss about it, and there are various factors, as it has already been done. So we will discuss and make it happen again. How about that, dear Dean? Hello. Okay. So so thank you very much. Thank you for being here, my beautiful souls, as you are always taking responsibilities of all that is. Thank you very much. Salam, namaste, salute. Suswagatam. Welcome.
Shweta, hi, it's Dean. Sorry, yeah, I've just posted in the chat, but if you would like to this meeting to happen at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, then I will post it.
Okay, I will.
Sorry, can't hear. There's interference with Shweta's microphone, I think. Could you say that again, Dean? Thanks.
I just said that last week we held a soul meeting, connecting all the languages together in a joining together of the souls, where we were all present with each other. And it did have a very deep, profound feeling. I think many souls sensed it. And so we can have another meeting. It's on a Wednesday now. I will host it from the studio, the TV studio in Linz. And we can host it at 6 p.m. And we can have all the languages come together again, and all the souls come together, so we can join the souls in having connected. Souls are all connected, but we're joined together in our physicalities and connect our souls. And we can direct our thoughts and intentions towards the 5+1 negotiations and many other interactions that are happening and can happen in our creations, and what we would like our reality and our thoughts to create. So thank you all.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta.
It might be good to have a background image prepared for that. And if you intend to broadcast to YouTube as well, then that should be prepared beforehand so that it can be set up by Stanley in the YouTube. So it broadcasts to that background rather than the Knowledge Seekers Workshop would be the next workshop that automatically comes up. So that'll be automatic unless it's replaced by Stanley with some other background image. That's clear.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah, no, I understand that. And I will try and I will communicate with Stanley and see what we can come up with. Thank you, Rick.
Perfect.
Yes, thank you, Rick. Thank you so much.
And definitely, I propose the next week, for example, in One City, One Center, maybe we can come back. I mean, we can all listen our languages group and see if anyone has got ideas or has got or you've been doing something that maybe we were not aware of, or something that practical to help to develop the technology in any direction. So maybe I will definitely speak with the Italian community and ask them if anyone has got some ideas, because we have environmental group. So we got a group of people who definitely are, because we thought to start to prepare ourselves for what is about to come. So if we know that these centers are going to be open, then we need to prepare to accommodate the centers. So we made a group of, we call him a health group, where everyone who is into health or alternative health, can come with idea of a project there. And then we have, sorry, I have to remember to speak slowly. Then we have groups for the announcement unit group, and we have a practical group where people just doing basic practical, and then we have a beginner group for people who just starting, and we have also I think there is environment. Yeah, I think these are the main one. So I will going to ask them if they have any idea or anything they would like to work on, or if there is anything they're doing. So check. So I suggest maybe if you guys propose every language can do something similar, and maybe next week we can see we can see what we have at the moment and where we are, and then if we have any ideas, we can maybe exchange those ideas in this platform. Why not? Yeah, so have a think about what has been said about this research group, and then maybe next week we're gonna take forward if you like this idea. So we use this platform to kind of share ideas between groups that we can share in public teaching, obviously. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a great idea, Stefania. I think all the languages can come forward, and all the knowledge seekers, and anybody that listens to these wonderful teachings, and feels the field strength. We talk about field strength. So when you come to understand the knowledge, or you understand that the plasma technology has a direct connection with when science meets the soul of man. So we go through a process of learning this knowledge through scientific endeavors, and we learn how to use science to actually transform plasma and use the energy source of plasma to communicate and to bring about many different ways of transmitting and communicating, and bringing about a change of conditioning environment with thoughts and intentions through the knowledge of, as I said, science, that we then bring forward, that then touches the soul. So you learn, in essence, that from an atom to a universe is all the same process. And when you come to understand that, you realize there is really no control other than what we allow as humanity. Yeah. So it's up to us, and so the languages can come forward, and we can all come together, and bring forward any thoughts and intentions you have, as we've spoken about before. That would be the best thing for many knowledge seekers to do in these moments. Thank you very much. Thank you,
maybe you're welcome. Maybe we could, but I don't know if this is permitted, but we can find out if the people who already are in those groups, for example, the one I want to be in yesterday, there are a group already happening of research. Maybe those people can come and give us an update. But I don't know if this is possible. Maybe we can ask first to the foundation if it's allowed. But if they could give us some update of what they're doing or what they discovered, and then connect the foundation teaching of this group of research with maybe this platform, so we can interact to expand those already existing group. I don't know if it's possible to do, so maybe they can come and talk here and tell us what they are doing and what they achieved. But definitely it's a moment where the environment, the society of today asks some action, is at the soul level and at the physical level. And we need to, we are in it's like Mr. Keshe said, it's like when you're driving, like learning to drive a car. So we're just learning how to drive in this new system. It is our body. I mean, it's our body where we do plasma, and also to use the plasma all around us. So definitely it's the time where we've been asked to deliver just more than just testimonial, but some consistent ideas that they go into consistent research. So for example, as I said, society in these days ask for alternative way of go forward. So as we know, it can be a shortage of food, anything, anyway. But we need to start to get ready of learn this technology in such a way that we can deliver a real solution. I'm sure many things have already been doing in the background, but just keep going. There are many facets that we can improve, and so really going into more than just a testimonial. Yeah. bigger project. Like now we got the CO2 problem. You know, like Mr. Keshe said, if everyone's got a CO2 kit unit in the house and collecting CO2, families got income, they can survive. You know, if you can really shows how can you plasmatize a house and no problem with the heating. I know there are, someone told me there are knowledge seekers who they manage to come off grid with the MAGRAPH. So there are people who are talented in the background, so just take him out and put them do some research. And then obviously at the soul level, we have other stuff. So we got many facets to, you know, we can meet up on tomorrow and continues our support, like Mr. Keshe said, at the soul level. You know, there is for everyone, basically. Everyone can help how they want. Okay, thank you so much. So next week, yeah, have a think about this. And maybe next week we talk again. Ten minutes to go. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything, question and answer.
Hello, Mehran is UCS Farsi language. Hello, everybody, beautiful souls. I'm proud of your presence and Rick also. So as I just understood, tomorrow at 6 p.m. CET, we have a Zoom meeting on public teaching Zoom last week. Is it so? No. Can we announce it?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Why not? Those who don't want to do, don't do that. We think it was successful last year. We don't see anything why we cannot, because if you are available, we do it. If those who are not available, they do it at the same time with us everywhere they are. They can be connected everywhere.
We don't have a room. There is no room. And Mr. Keshe said we don't want to occupy people who are busy with other things. If you want to do it on your own, you can.
Dean can open it. Dean can just said that he can open the true public teaching. We have to do it. That's the only occasion we have to help the peace. It works. It's the only way to do that. People are satisfied. And don't worry, those who don't have.
Mr. Keshe said, this is all of you came back to physicality again. That's what he said.
When did he say that?
Last week.
I didn't hear that.
But he said that.
Go listen to it.
Let you listen.
I don't know what's wrong with this. Why physicality?
Sweta, could you mute, because your microphone is giving feedback when other people talk? Thank you.
I mean, every other groups do that for the peace by Zoom these days, as that's the only power we have as individuals, and that's for our protection. That's my opinion. And those who don't want to do it because of the hours, it's absolutely the same thing, that at the same time they focus on the same goal, connecting to everybody else and to the whole soul of the planet Earth. That's my.
Maybe we could do.
As we said, we have 6. We decided on 4 times: 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., 12 a.m. These are the time. Any of you want to sit at that time and spend a few minutes in wherever you are, you don't need a room because you're connecting to the soul. So just do it.
Okay. That's perfect. Even though it's not announced, it should be announced in writing, so everybody knows that.
I announced in the beginning of the meeting today, and we're just going to put it in all the chat, the 4 times. And anybody, that time is convenient for you. If it's 6 a.m. convenient for you, 12 p.m. convenient for you, that time you just sit at that time. So possibly 200, 300 people sitting at that time, or another time 1,000 people sitting at that time. It's going to work. You don't need a room for it.
Yes, we need to do it collectively with everybody on the Zoom. That's more effective. Anybody who cannot do, I was in the meeting, I didn't see you there. Anyway.
Mr. Keshe said last week that you're going back to physicality. That's why we don't need a room. If you guys want to create a room, it's up to you, but we don't need a room. We're not going to occupy.
Well, I think the reason he said that it went back to physicality is because you spent over an hour just setting up the thing to have a quiet session. So we had to talk for an hour to get to the point of having a 15 minutes of silence. So that might have had something to do with it, because translating the English didn't work very effectively because we had to wait through all the languages in order to start the exercise. And that took over about an hour of time. So perhaps he didn't mean just to cancel the meeting, but to do the meeting differently so that it's effective rather than too much time spent talking.
Yeah, I think if we talk slowly in English, everybody sit down comfortably and be relaxed.
Well, the people there don't understand English, so that's the whole problem. So you have to either have them in separate rooms, the way we normally do it, for translations, and then one person will be translating to those rooms where the people understand the translation. Or you can bring all the people in, but then you have to do a translation because you can't leave people not knowing what you're talking about. They will not receive the instruction without a translation.
Do you think people don't understand relax?
No, they won't. No, because these people were mostly from foreign languages, from the Spanish group, from the Portuguese, from all the different languages that don't understand English. Only the main people in those groups understand English, the translators.
Yeah, maybe we need French, Italian, and English, and Portuguese.
Well, there's 15 languages.
Eric is correct, because what happened when Mr. Keshe came and talked, all these people were sitting there. When I went back on Friday, all the Farsi speaking, they were asking me what happened, that can you translate for us? So it's very important. We don't have manpower to translate all these things. It's going to take a lot of time.
I think everybody puts an announce in their languages that we sit there relaxed and just we concentrate on the soul of humanity.
And there is no word like relax, Mehrnaz, in Hindi language. So we have to read a whole sentence for them. So this is
relax, comfortable is the same.
No, comfortable doesn't work in Hindi language. How can you say that?
Not to be uncomfortable.
No, there are 200 people, more than that. How can we do that? We can
only
have
the more relaxed tradition in Google.
No, there is no word like relax in Hindi language.
Yeah, you just make announce in any language in our teachings or whatever.
Why don't you set it up beforehand, write it out in English, the procedure or whatever, and just have people come in silently, start the procedure right away. Everyone do it now. And that's it. You don't have to explain it all out, because every time you explain something, that gets it back into the physicality. It's always our own version of how we think it should go. And that's strictly physicality. Yeah, so perhaps if you have the event announced and put in English the procedure, if you need to have a procedure, or at least explain that we will be going into this silently and elevating the souls of the 5+2, or however you want to announce it or present it. But you have to have some kind of announcement to set it up, so you don't have to do a bunch of explaining in English so people don't understand what the heck's going on.
No, we don't need. You're right, exactly. Just announce it, and that's it. Some people know already.
If you write it out in English, the people that come will do a translation beforehand and try to figure out, what you're saying in English, and get together in their groups and, oh, this is what we're going to do. They'll figure out and just come in and do it, or put it on the screen. Just a few simple words. Now is the time to elevate the souls, or something like that, and just let everyone do it. Very, very simply. You got to keep it basic and simple and away from all the physicality stuff. And every time we add a word in English, that adds to the physicality, that adds to the burden of having to translate something, when all of this has nothing to do with language. It has zero to do with language, right? Nothing to do with language.
Exactly.
So you should keep language out of the whole assembly, I think, in my opinion.
So,
And if you listen to the last 10 minutes of that meeting, you'll hear why Mr. Keshe came in and what he said about the 3 questions on the test that the knowledge seekers in the Universal Council failed the first test. So just take the last 10 minutes of that meeting. You'll hear Mr. Keshe explain why he came in and why we got a little mixed up with the protecting the physicality and uniting the souls versus enlightening the teams, the negotiators, and so on.
that's why we shouldn't talk too much. That confuses people. Exactly.
But you do need to set it up so they understand that it's not just getting together to unite the souls. It's getting together to elevate the parties of the 5+2 or the peace agreement, as Mark was just outlining. So that should be part of the promotional material that goes out before the workshop itself, to just state what it is that the purpose of the workshop is. And then people won't be confused when they come in. They should already know before they come in what the purpose is, what they're doing there, how to do it. Everyone knows how to do it. It's in their soul to know how to do it. They just have to be reminded that this is where we're doing it. This is the time we're doing it. So come in and do it. Don't question about how to do it. You already know. But they have to be reminded in a little blurb that says, this is what we're going to do. We're going to elevate the souls of others, or however you want to word it. Somebody can do a nice write-up of how it's, how Mr. Keshe set that up, that way of elevating others. And that's kind of the idea there.
Can I write it in the chat, and then you put it as an announce, everybody in their languages? I can write it in chat right now.
Well, everyone who's involved with that group will have to agree with that's what they want to have put up as their thing. I don't know who's organizing the group. Is it the Universal Council that's putting on this workshop, or is it the knowledge seekers, or who is responsible for the workshop?
I think knowledge. I think Universal Council, which is part of knowledge.
Well, then they should get together after this meeting, because this meeting's over now, and
Okay.
And try to hash it out. What exactly is the statement that you want people? What is it you want people to do? Simple. Just one sentence should do it, in my opinion, or a couple of sentences maybe to kind of frame it or whatever, or refer them back to something that Mr. Keshe already said, part of the workshop or something like that.
Yes, thank you. In fact, yeah, thank you very much.
And so do we agree that there will be a workshop to start with on at 6 p.m. on Wednesday as last week? And Dean can open and run that?
We were thinking about your schedule. In fact, if it's okay for you, but really,
Well, no, it's not okay for me. That's why I'm getting Dean to open and run
yeah,
it. And I'll try to help him to guide a little bit, but I want him to be able to run it, basically, yeah.
seems like he wrote in chat he can do that.
Mhm.
Well, Mehran,
Yes.
I agree.
Suggest-
If it's required, I will host and run this workshop. So the UC need to, as Rick has suggested, you need to clarify if you want this workshop. If it's required, then we will try to facilitate to make it happen. Thank you all.
So do you want to have a meeting about that part as well, or just about the, you have to decide whether you're going to have the workshop. It's good to decide now, because then you can announce it to people and not have to do a separate announcement. I mean, do a separate announcement anyway, but there's lots of people here that would like to know whether it's on or not, basically, and they can tell their friends and so on. We can
I
work
think
out the
so.
details.
Can we please ask the
Actually,
UC whether you would like this meeting to go ahead?
People making mistake here because they keep talking about unification of the souls. The souls are already connecting with each other. We're not unifying any souls. They already have contact. What we're trying to do is just this 5+1. We're just giving from our souls to their soul with different strength. So the wording of it is, intention of it is very important. Because
Well, that's right. That's why I suggest that the Universal Council gets together after the show and works out a specific statement that they would like to put out as a posting in social media.
what
So
if we just
But
put
you have
that-
to decide, are you going to have the meeting first?
Universal Council is going to talk after this, and we're going to decide on that and post it.
I was in
decide-
Universal
are you gonna-
Council. Nobody
gonna-
talked about that.
Are you going to decide whether to have it or decide what to put in it?
As
Like,
I said, to have it, we're going to talk about it. Universal Council is going to talk about it and post it tonight.
We
Okay, we're going to talk
continue.
about whether to have it. So
We just
for
announced
now,
to
we'll just
continue
wait.
like last week.
No,
Well,
Mehran,
make up your minds here. So you're going to decide that afterwards. You decide whether to have the
That's-
workshop in the
that's
meeting afterwards. Okay. So no meeting for now and until it's decided and posted.
When just after that, we go to the telegram of UC.
The UC is going to have a meeting together and decide on that.
Just after that.
The UC Council is going to have a meeting and decide on that.
What time?
The UC is going to decide on the time in their own chat group.
Okay. All right.
So see you later.
Yeah, it can be done in the Telegram group, right? So you can work that out there, when to meet and so on. All right, good. I think we clarified that. Do we have any other questions or comments from people here?
We have a hand up, Rick.
Patricia, would you like to go ahead?
Yes. For example, I'm trying to translate so that my community, the Spanish community, is aware of everything that's happening. And I just asked for everybody to speak a little bit slower, especially we all have different accents in our English. And I would really like for the whole community to be aware of everything that's happening. And on the other hand, for example, I know Mr. Keshe said that there's no need to translate, but for example, there were a lot of things that were very important last week at the meeting on Wednesday. That at the end we ended up opening another room so that I could translate to them, because most of my people do not know English. So I think if we manage it that way, that each community names a person that's going to translate, and each community opens their room, nobody misses out on what's happening. The silence is okay if we know when to make the silence. But for example, we came into the meeting last Wednesday and we didn't have a clue of what we were supposed to do. And suddenly everybody was in one room, and suddenly we put everybody back into the big room, and then they didn't understand anything, and we went back to having 2 rooms. So if we know beforehand what's going to happen, then we can plan for it.
Patricia, about the together in your Telegram group?
Pardon?
Have the Zoom number and the cause of coming together? That is why you came.
Yes, exactly. But most of my people don't. You and I speak English, but my people do not speak English.
Patricia, one thing I must say, as Mehrnaz was saying, relax is a one word in English, but in Hindi, it's a long sentence. You can translate if you are not, sometimes we go through. If you are not able to do this in this time, you can translate it by the recording also. You can do that. Sometimes it's very difficult to get slow, you know.
Well, I'm trying to do my best for my community, but I'm
Anyway,
sorry. I'll
what
just
I
try
wanted
to
to
do
say
the best.
to Patricia is that we respect what you're doing. But Mr. Keshe said we didn't need rooms, and we didn't need, the soul does not need a translator to understand. So I think everyone just needs to understand the bigger picture, and then the souls will do the work.
Yes, I understand that part. But for example, there were a lot of other things that were talked about that were not directly with the soul, that was important for my community to listen. But I can just back off and then
No, just
let.
take the last 10 minutes of that last meeting or whenever Mr. Keshe came in and let him explain it all and translate that to everyone to get the clearer understanding, I think. Just a suggestion.
Because if you would have told us, okay, just get into the Zoom meeting, and when we say time, everybody gets in silence, and we all are in silence and united, that's fine. But I have to inform my people.
Yeah, you may call it the quiet room or something.
Exactly. Just everybody go in at that time, and then we all stay in silence and then unite. And then we're already united, I know, but we just make it even stronger.
Yep, and if it's written out, and as Sweta, your microphone makes a lot of noise when other people are talking, so you're going to have to mute each time when you're not talking, because it's hard to hear anybody else speaking when your microphone's open. So somehow it's got feedback coming through. So again, it's important to have some sort of posting that has the instructions of what to do and what to be expected of this meeting. And then
Exactly.
when people come in, they'll know.
When we have that,
language.
for example, you send that to the people who coordinate every language. Just send them a little message. This is what we are going to do on this date, on this time. Perfect. And then we all go in. And we
Maybe
all
it was good it didn't get translated or something, because he said we all missed it. So we saved a few people from missing it.
Okay, well, in any case, if the Universal Council can make their decision quite quickly so we can get the posting up in time that people can let their language, people, different languages know that the meeting's happening and what the conditions are for the meeting, then that should all work out good. if there's a meeting, that is. I keep assuming there is. So we'll have to wait until the Universal Council makes their decision before we carry on with that discussion, really.
Yeah, and regardless the decision, we all gonna meet at the soul level in those time like 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m. And this really reminded me of Mojan. So Mr. Keshe used to say to us, when you think is not it, so when you speak is not it. So definitely just connect to the soul level is the only things we need. And then rather if there is a room or no room, we're gonna meet up. And the important things I really recommend to not think. When you think is not it. So you have to find a way to recall the feelings of unconditional love. So one thing Mr. Keshe suggests is to recall these feelings of this love when you met someone the first time and you were in love, or someone you feel unconditional love, like your children, or really recall that feeling. Yeah, and then there are no failures, so we'll be good. And keep practice. That is really great things to do.
And when he was suggesting it originally, he said maybe on a Monday, next week on a Tuesday. Even if you don't know what you're doing, he said, just bring your physicality there. And then he said, don't talk, listen.
Well, that certainly made everyone quiet.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Very well said. Thank you. Anyway, I put it on the chat of UC Telegram, what I wrote here. So. In fact, I met people in office. I went yesterday and I talked to them about some small things, and they were interested to call me and get to the Zoom for this matter. So I've already invited. I'm joking, but it's true. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, the only other question I can see here is in the YouTube from Stephen, who's asking, can anyone explain the condition of the tithe, giving for the benefit of others? Like the dew in the fall, pouring out of blessing should result as a return. The theory is the more self-sacrificing the adoration, the greater the blessing. I think, he says, I think it's a way to test plasma flow to prove it.
Well, I will say, dear Stephen, there's no need to sacrifice. There's need to serve. That is all. Giving. Sacrifice, the name sacrifice has gone. So you are actually talking about services, serving. So for the benefit of all. But thank you for the question. Thank you so much.
If I can add to my friend Shweta, how we elevate our soul, what is our responsibility to elevate our souls? Everybody talks about that. One of them is serving. One of them is serving, sharing. So that's an opportunity for everybody to elevate our souls and give more power to our souls. You want to make gold? Elevate the soul, and one day you decide and you have gold. That's an example. So we have to elevate by actions. Why are we here on earth? To elevate, to educate, to raise. And that's our only opportunity to raise, because what's waiting for us is much, much more than any recompense on this earth. And that's an opportunity that we are given to serve. If we knew what it brings for us personally.
When we do serving, we're not doing serving because what brings for us personally. Because this, one of the things is when we say serving, Mr. Keshe said very clearly last workshop, we're not here to change anybody. We are there when the mind changes, we are there for them. What does it mean? It means find your own position. You see, we have to look at our action, what is beyond the intention of our action. You see, if I do something and all of you clap for me, oh my God, she did such a wonderful job, and Mr. Keshe did a wonderful job. If I do it for that, it means it's a wrong action. The only action that you do that is a correct action is when brings so much joy to you. Because if I do it for a purpose, you put me on pedestal, or somebody else put me on pedestal, that's not a good action. That's not your position. One of the biggest things Mr. Keshe constantly emphasizes on, know about your own soul. What does it mean? Know your own position. Because once we find our own true position, that's when everything falls in place. We don't have to do anything that is not part of our position. That's the biggest problem, because we go entangle ourselves with directions. We actually mess up things more. We have to understand this.
But how do you know your real position, not what you think you are now? Because you have much more potential.
That's why we don't tell people what to do. We just don't say anything to people to change them. We're just there. When people are going to change, we're there to support them.
Well, I support, of course, in my soul every day, every praying, because I'm into it. But other than that, there are the words to share. It's very difficult even to change myself, but there are the words to change. Maybe somebody can profit from this word, which is not mine. We are just copying Mr. Keshe. In a way, each one the way they understand, we say. We go to courses, to teachings, to learn the words that mean something to us. Not any word we can understand that mean anything, but we are there to hear the teachings, and we try to be sincere when we say it with the right intention, sincerely.
Then after hearing sincerely what you do, you get enlightened, my dear. We don't copy, we enlightened. We are enlightened. and we enlighten others. That's it.
Exactly. I think
So-
Mr. Kent said, if somebody gets enlightened by what we say or teach, we get enlightened ourselves as a teacher. I mean, nobody's teacher here. We are just interpreting Mr. Cash, each one in one angle. So it's exactly right. In sincere communication, and not just for glory of it, or being admired, or you are fantastic, or what, then that teaching elevates us if it makes somebody to realize what it is said. But not everybody realizes. It's just a stone we throw in a bottle we throw in the ocean. We all do that one way or other here, those who are here. And of course, we give from ourselves for everybody. I mean, I do that, and it's a pleasure, and I love to do that.
Okay, it's time to wrap things up here. So Fried has a suggestion in the live stream that we could spend 5 minutes to collectively in silence for the elevation of the negotiations in Vienna. Does the Universal Council wish to do that or not?
Yes, we can do that. We can do that. That is beautiful.
Okay, I suggest we do that now. We're almost a half hour past our show time here. So Sweta, if you could mute, that would be good. Thank you. Okay, let's begin now to have 5 minutes of silence for the elevation of the negotiations in Vienna. Okay, thank you to the Universal Council for accommodating Fried's request here. Is there anything else that we need to address before we close off for today?
I think it was beautiful in the traction, communication between us, and very joyful. Thank you.
Okay, if somebody would like to say the last saying here to complete today's workshop, that would be good.
Yes, I will say thank you, my dear Rick, and thank you all beautiful souls we present here. Thank you, Fried. And I'm reading. I give freely from my soul to all souls in existence. Take what you need. The Universal Council. I am present.
Present.
I am present.
I'm present.
Our souls are always present.
Well, thank you everyone for being present here today for the 198th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace, here on Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. We'll be back next week, same time and place for the 199th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. We also have the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group coming up starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday. That'll be December 1st. And of course, the Knowledge Seekers Workshop on Thursday at the regular time of 9 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, I think that's it for now. Let me see, let's go out with, I think we'll do the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version, one of my favorites. Thanks everyone. See you next time around. Bye for now.